assessment tool is a common tool for assessing teachers' performance. It can be used as a starting point for informal purposes of self-reflection to clarify performance expectations and determine which competencies to focus on. It can also be used to monitor the progression or improvement of teacher competencies and validate if the intervention provided are effective. It can guide us about goal setting and professional development needs. We should assess our own performance prior to the beginning of the year and reflect on our performance throughout the RPMS cycle. The result of this self-assessment test will guide us on which RPMS indicator teachers must improve and on what areas we need for coaching and mentoring.
Insights I gained in the second LAC session as a newly hired teacher are the debit orders that give importance to the children's scores and marks. I get familiarized with the computation of grades in science and mathematics as discussed, especially the steps in giving grades, and also the class record, the relevance and importance of keeping records of our students. The DOs basically serve as a guide for teachers and on the assessment of student learning and on the grading system to be adopted.
Good day everyone for LAC Session 3. A webinar was conducted on conducting Brigada Pagbasa. I was quite glad that this was discussed to us and we were able to realize that despite the pandemic that we experienced, we were able to pursue such program where first and foremost our students had benefited so much. This is a realization that true to the theme of this year's Kandak of Brigada Pagbasa, basta tulong-tulong at sama-sama, may sasakatuparan pa rin na turuan ang mga estudyante natin na bigyan ng kahalagahan ang pagbabasa. We were oriented that we can instill the importance of reading or pagbabasa to our students in any form of learning. We can have blended learning to deliver our message to our students that reading is important. We learned that even before in the earlier time, blended learning had been practiced in that. And also, this practice was effective in learning. So now, in our time, with our modern technology, mas lalong magagawa pa rin natin ang mga possibilities to teach our students the importance of reading. There are many ways to deliver learning to our students. We can have rotation blended learning, flex blended learning, and enriched virtual blended learning. Students are not hindered to learn despite this pandemic. Students were introduced to these learning modalities, and I believe those in charge and teachers and volunteers of Brigada Pagbasa deserve a big hand for what they have done. This program of delivering the importance of reading in different blended distance learning is worth the time and effort of teaching on our students the value of reading. Thank you and good day.
Fourth LAC session topic is all about generate the e-certificate. Our speaker was Michael B. Tan. Nowadays, digital technology has cemented a significant role in the development of every sector of the economy. Of late, we have witnessed its most description in the education sector. As a result, education is increasingly moving towards e-education, to ensure that the student continue to learn by embracing a distant learning environment. The use of digital technologies provides innovative and qualitative opportunities through the execution of the principle of mobility, virtualization, adaptability, flexibility, and instant response. There are several advantages of online education which has motivated students to seek online certification. Indeed, online certificate programs offer a greater flexibility and exposure as compared to the conventional teaching school. They provide you with a concentrated classes delivered in a cost-effective and convenient way to enhance a practical skill. Online certification program facilitate more attention from teachers and classmates, teaching valuable life lesson of time management and self-discipline.
During this pandemic, the school learning is done online. Teaching through online learning is challenging for some teachers. Teachers have to prepare a variety of methods and techniques to teach a subject that is effective during e-learning. The use of slideshow, videos, pictures, games, and online generator to create quizzes are things the teachers can use to support the teaching. Giving online quizzes is one of the techniques the teachers can use in class. This activity helps the teachers and the students as well to know what and how much they have understood about a subject. This technique is important to be given at the beginning or at the end of the class. However, teachers must be mindful to choose the appropriate types of quizzes for the students. They have to consider that the quizzes are not only to know the students' comprehension towards the topic, but also to make them enjoy completing the quizzes. During e-learning, students can try to use websites that provide ideas and templates which can help them create quizzes. Kahoot and quizzes are examples of web-based quizzes that teachers can use to create fun online quizzes. As we know, young learners can easily get bored and lack focus when they study for long periods of time. In order to cope with this limitation, teachers have to design fun quizzes for their students. Unique features such as power-ups and live dashboard in quizzes can boost their interest towards the quiz. In conclusion, interactive online quizzes not only help teachers with teaching techniques during e-learning but also have a beneficial impact on students, increasing students' involvement, motivation, better score, and stress reduction are several benefits that students get through fun online quizzes. Good day, everyone.
According to UNICEF, a child-friendly education institution is inclusive, protective, and healthy for all children regardless of their social background, ethnic origin, gender, and level of ability. It has all the necessary facilities that make the child's school experience more effective and comfortable. A child-friendly school is respectful of all children, and the families and the communities of the students are invested in school life as well as the students themselves. Generally, Teachers are highly responsible for creating a good atmosphere in class and where no single child will feel left out and all of them will thrive for new knowledge. Being aware of basic child psychology is important for teachers because they are the figures that kids look up to and they should be a good role models for them.
My insights about inclusive education. An inclusive education, it is a learning environment where children with or without disabilities are taught together as equals. Inclusive education is recognized by teachers, families, and policymakers to be a more beneficial way of ensuring that children with or without disabilities achieve their full educational potential, and it is included in the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, or the UNCRPD Article 24. According to Article 14, Section 1 of the Philippine Constitution, the state shall protect and promote the right of all citizens to quality education at all levels, and shall take appropriate steps to make such education accessible to all. The Department of Education vision: we dream of Filipinos who passionately love their country and whose values and competencies enable them to realize their full potential and contribute meaningfully to the building of the nation. As a learner-centered public institution, the Department of Education continuously improves itself to better serve its stakeholders. That's all my insights. Thank you.
Features of Facebook group as a learning management system. Since technology is leveraged for learning purposes, students and teachers interact with each other via Facebook groups, group chats, group page, and video conferencing, as well as emails. Facebook group plays very important in the pandemic days. These tools serve several functions, including course documentation, administration, and evaluation that allow both the teachers and students to maximize the use of learning management system. Learning management system provides for a centralized source for information and education, simplifies the learning process and procedures to make it more responsive, specifically the needs and wants of the students and teachers. And lastly, it makes blended learning possible.
Features of action research is a cycle. The process is ongoing. Once you engage in action research, it becomes difficult to stop pursuing new and interesting questions in your classroom. As you answer one question, new ideas and issues emerge. The important part is to share your work and share in a way that allows you to deeply reflect, celebrate your progress, get feedback, and contemplate your next steps or project.
For our LAC Session 10, we have the topic of Revisit of Code of Ethics of Professional Teachers, Resolution number 435 of 1997, pursuant to Paragraph E, Article 2 of Republic Act 7836, known as Philippine Teachers Professionalization Act of 1994. given us with our speaker, Ma'am Miraflor Jonaldo, our school guidance, last March 30, 2022. We teachers have great influences of our learners' lives, so we have the responsibility to help our learners to their full potential and to develop their personality. In this, we are expected to professionally competent in the practice of our professions. She emphasized that we teachers shall not use our position and authority to influence any other person to follow political course of actions. So we should non-partisan and we should not be involved in any political issues. We also shall not accept favors or gifts from learners, their parents or others in their behalf in exchange for a request, because it is our responsibility to inform parents the progress or deficiencies of the learners, and we should handle learners or parents' complaints with sympathy and understanding and without unfair criticism. It is also our responsibility to help the school keep the people in the community informed about the school's work and accomplishments as well as its needs and problems. Therefore, we need to interact positively with the parents, community members, and other stakeholders of the school. For this, we are expected to collaborate with our school administrators, co-teachers, stakeholders, and other personnel in order to provide a safe, friendly learning experience for the learners and in achieving our goals as one. Part of our responsibility also is to maintain our good reputation with respect to our financial obligations, such as in the settlement of our loans. We shall also exercise utmost professional discretion to avoid scandal, gossip, and preferential treatment to our learners, co-teachers, and even to the school administrators. In all, for us to be reminded of all articles stated in Code of Ethics, the speaker emphasized that being a teacher is not an easy job. We should always be careful of our actions in every aspect, and we shall maintain dignified personality at all times. That's all. Thank you.
Teacher demonstrations are important because they provide students with experiences of real events, phenomena, and processes, helping them to learn and to exercise their imagination and skills. Due to pandemic, the classroom-based demo teaching changed to different formats to facilitate students' needs. Videos create a more engaging sensory experience than using print materials alone. Learners actually get to see and hear the concept being taught, and they can process it in the same way they process their everyday interactions. The new normal way to facilitate students' needs taught me to be more flexible and motivated to deliver the lessons and to explore different platforms to find ways in securing and ensuring students' learning. Overall, preparing video lessons taught me to appreciate technology in delivering the lessons and attending students' needs.